Hi, it's Twi. Hope you guys are doing good. Happy Thursday. I'm excited to play Spire. Who's ready to slay they Spire? Who up slaying they Twier? Hi, Sunfish. Hope you're doing good. I'm excited. Today, I have a simple goal. I've really been rotating all the characters pretty evenly at this point anyway. Like most days when I play, I just play random. But my Oshi A Delira getting into Slay the Spire, so I need to play the front three since those are like what she's got so far. I need to set an example. I need to sort of hone my findings on these classes so that I can offer optimum advice. Although I do think that Ada will probably like the Necrobinder also, because all the homies love the Necrobinder. I actually, interestingly, I think the Necrobinder is really hard to play. Like, once I started getting into higher ascensions, I think that she's probably my worst win rate, but I do love Osti and her aesthetic. Mog. Hey, I'm not here to mog. I'm just here to game. I'm just having fun. Okay. So our first choices are Now's Fury, Fishing Rod, Silver Crucible. I'm like gonna be super gamer brain today. I'm just gonna walk through a lot of my thoughts for a while is probably what I'm thinking. So the fishing rod can be pretty good every 3 combats, every 3 normal combats, I should say, so you can't be doing as many elites, but you get to upgrade a random card in your deck. So what that kind of means is that you're going to rest at more campsites, but also you're going to get more upgrades, and you'll get more card rewards as a result of fighting more in general. And the Ironclad is a character where like getting your strikes or your defense upgraded isn't that bad anyway, so that can be pretty good. Silver Crucible is kind of interesting. First 3 card rewards are upgraded, and then your first treasure chest is empty, so you miss out on quite a lot of gold and a relic, which is pretty significant. It can be worth it basically if, let's say, like I had 3 combats and then like an elite somewhere here and probably at least 2 to 3 more like later in the route. So you have a really aggressive Act 1 path. You can take the Crucible and use the upgraded cards as like a front-loaded power scaling to do like a lot of fighting, and you'll get the relic back as a result of being able to take more elites, and you get upgraded card rewards, which is goated. Now's Fury, I feel like this card, I like experimented with it a bit more when it came out. It doesn't feel crazy strong. I kind of like it on builds that have like one really big card. Like if you're playing the Regent and you're building a big sword, you can use this to like recall your sword more easily, or on like the Necrobinder, it can be nice to use this to recall like some of your starting cards. But I think this is a fishing rod board, yes. And of course for some fish also, true. But there's like so much normal combat on this route. So I think we'll go to here, and then it's kind of variable which way I want to go. Hi Vicky, welcome. Basically, if we're doing really well, I might path straight into the elite. Otherwise, I probably want to take the campfire here. Well, in a perfect world, we want to get at least 6 normal combats on the act, and there's only 1 left guaranteed, so I guess we're probably actually going to want to go this way. So we're just going to have to thug it out. It'll be kind of hard, but that's okay. Let's go fishing. How long have you been playing Slay the Spire 2? I got into it in March at some point, and I have a little under 300 hours. So I've played a good amount. I'm not one of the people who's like super into the game and like plays nothing but Spire. But I've played a good amount. Oh, I just have to eat this. That's pretty unfortunate draw order. Ouch. What are you gonna do? Okay. Colossus, Tremble, and Cinder. Cinder could be a way to deal a lot of damage early. I don't like this card later, but I do like it early on when it just hits for a lot. Colossus is like really good if we had more vuln spreading, but with only bash, it's kind of sketch. Tremble is almost always solid to have at least one of in the deck. I'm pretty content to take a Tremble here. It just makes it easier to keep the enemy vulnerable without having like no defense on a turn. Although man, the game is really just deciding that I'm gonna take like 1 trillion damage. I'm drawing my block cards on like all the worst turn orders. Oh well, what are you gonna do? We're just getting a little scratched up, no biggie. Okay, a body slam deck is an interesting idea. So basically, thinking about the fishing rod here, there's like a decent chance I'm gonna get upgraded defense. Body slam upgrades to be a 0 cost that attacks off of your block, so like these actually become really good offensive scaling if I do end up getting my defense upgraded. On the contrary, Perfected Strike incentivizes me to build into having a lot of good strikes, and so if the strikes get upgraded, that could be really good. We have a lot of fighting, and so maybe I care more about immediate damage, and a Perfected Strike offers me that, so I'll take that. There's also a little bit more likelihood for strikes to be upgraded than defense, which doesn't directly scale this damage, but it just kind of has more synergies later. What's your favorite character? My favorite character to play... I don't know. I really like playing a lot of different characters. I think that... I think from like a design standpoint, my favorite is maybe the Regent. And from a gameplay standpoint, I would say I like Regent, Defect, and Ironclad pretty equally. Honestly, those are like probably my definitive 3 favorites. I really like Ironclad, Defect, and Regent for different reasons. Okay, solid first combat here. These are all good options. Evil Eye is a pretty good block card. Could have synergy with the Tremble. Could be good if we get Ashen Strike later and we want to do big exhaust stuff. Pommel Strike is immediate damage. It hits hard. It boosts up Perfected Strike more. I kind of like it for that. Feel No Pain is a really, really good power on the right deck. It just doesn't do a lot for me immediately, and I need to fight like a lot. I can't really afford speculative cards right now because it's a really aggressive path. And so I'm maybe actually inclined to just take the Pommel Strike here. Okay. Oh, I should also note, I learned this recently. The first 3 combats on the first floor and the first 2 on the other 2 acts, these are easy pool fights. And so you want to try and usually find a way to get some power scaling by the time these 3 are over so that you can do better in like the proceeding combats. So like for example, Fishing Rod here obviously is like this built in. It gives me an upgrade after 3 combats, but something like hitting a shop early is also a good way to do it. Or like 3 combats into a campfire and then you can upgrade something are ideas. I learned this recently and I thought it was cool. Okay, this is gonna be a hard fight. Low-key, let's do this. Let's weak them and actually just take out the first one on turn 1 because I don't block very well here. And I feel in danger otherwise. Let's see if I can draw Perfected Strike. Nope, okay. My block's pretty useless. So next turn I can... I'll just block for 3. Okay, so we can strike here. I think I'll probably save more HP by just attacking now, right? I don't have that much damage. Well, he buffs next turn though, right? Surely with 2 turns I can still kill, actually. Okay, let's try and save 40 HP. We'll go boop, boop, boop. And then we kill with Pommel Strike. Yeah, okay, that was the right call. Dang. More excited for cards or for characters? I think that generally speaking, the game is in a pretty balanced state with its cards. I'm pretty happy with how a lot of them are set up. So I think new characters would be pretty cool as long as they're done well. I was talking with one of my friends about this recently, like, because there was an interview with the game devs for Spire 2. Well, I say that like it's not just the Spire devs, but they were talking about how the next character won't be the Watcher. And so I was talking with a friend, I was like, I wonder what they could add to the game that wouldn't like throw off the balance of everything, but would also be like a meaningful, interesting add. I think maybe like a lifesteal kind of character, like a vampire or like a bat or something like that could be really neat. Totally not biased. Talking to Nahi about this. But I think that could be cool. Either way, I'm excited to just see whatever they decide to do with it. I'm just a fan. For real. Okay, so this will be +3. So this is gonna be 7 + 12 is 19. We kill. And then probably I think I eat the damage this turn so that I can Perfected Strike with Vulnerable up next turn for big damage. And then we block the Constrict damage. So I can deal 13 + 9. I can only deal 22. Oh, but if I full block here... Actually, wait, hold on. So this would be 7 + 12 is 19. + 9 is 28. I kill next turn. Okay, so we can full block this turn. Oh, he blocks though. No. Oh man. Okay. I didn't draw Strike Plus, so we'll take 1 damage here. And then... Okay. Interesting. Fiend Fire. This is an okay card for now that could be really good later. I think I will take this on account of like it'll scale very well for later in the run. Let's get... I'll use my strength potion on this fight. Unfortunately, we don't get to play the Perfected Strike on that cycle, which doesn't feel great. We'll get more vulnerable setup and take some more damage. Okay. So I can deal, let's see, 13 times 4. I think the move here is we Pommel Strike and then draw another card with that. And then now I can deal 56. Oh, I'm not gonna kill, am I? Right, 14, 28, 56. Yeah, I don't quite get him. So I could block for 15 with the Fortifier, or deal 18 and then probably kill next turn. I think that's worthwhile because I'm pretty low on HP. Gotta use our potions. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we deal 12 and then... Okay. Stone Crackers, nice. Let's take Shrug It Off. I need more good block cards. And let's heal. Alright, gambling. We get a shop. Okay, shop is nice to see. Let's see what my options are here. I'm unfortunately just shy of all 3 relics, and they're all really good relics too. Ah, that would have been so nice. Oh. Say I had the money. I wonder which of these 3 would be the right choice, right? I could start with an innate tremble. That could be kind of nice as just a way to get vulnerable set up on my enemies really easily. Oddly smooth stone is always goated for getting more dexterity. Gorget gives you some block at the start, is always nice. There would have been good options. We do have a campfire that I can smith at coming up, but I think I'm kind of looking at smithing my perfected strike for more damage. So I'd probably want to do like oddly smooth stone or something if I was gonna do anything. Maybe a true grit, actually. Maybe a true grit plus could be interesting. Like, it has exhaust synergy with the fiend fire. It's just that it doesn't like do anything for me right now. And I don't really want to exhaust my strikes if it's not like a finishing blow, since that'll weaken my perfected strike, which is kind of like my big hitter right now. Maybe I just buy potions. Speed potion's probably going to be helpful to keep me alive. I think we just buy a speed potion here. Let's just hold on to our money for now. Miniature cannon. That's really, really good with the fishing rod and the stone cracker. Since these both give me a lot of upgrades, all of our upgraded attacks will deal 3 extra damage. So now we would really, really love to find a multi-hit attack. If we can get like a whirlwind or something. Actually, Fiend Fire is a multi-hitter, I think. So we can take more advantage of that later. Do I want a speed potion here? Maybe, yeah. So I'm going to take a fair bit of damage. So we'll do this. Okay. So I can deal 19 times 3. 19, 38, 57. Or I can deal 9 and block for 8. I think that we just accept the damage and we kill next turn. Yep. Anchor is incredibly good. Anchor, of course, lets us start each combat with 10 block. Makes it easier to get set up. I think Armaments Plus makes a lot of sense right now, but also we're going to get a really high amount of, like a really good ratio of upgraded cards anyway. I still like it, though. Let's take Armaments, let's upgrade it to be Armaments Plus, and this way we can basically ensure that the vast majority of our attacks will be upgraded. Okay, this turn I will shrug it off, and then kill this middle guy with Fiend Fire. I'm gonna take a fair bit of damage this turn. I think the best I can do is just kill this one, and then eat the 11. And then... Oh, I guess I could have waited to see if I drew lethal card. Alright, Pommel Strike Plus is a great upgrade. That gives me extra card draw and extra damage. Second Wind could be an idea. We're going to potentially get some wounds during the Phantom fight, and this card is good for getting rid of those. Take another elite here, so we got the Frog. The Frog might... Oh, it's also... Second Wind will be really good for the Frog, and we could have known that this was coming up since it's the only elite we haven't fought yet. I might have a little trouble on this fight on account of I don't have any, like, area damage. However, I do just have, like, quite a bit of overall damage at this point. So I don't feel too bad about it. We didn't get any infections, right? Oh no, we have 3 in the draw pile, but that's not that bad. So this turn we can kill this. And also kill this and just take no damage. Next turn we've got Shrug It Off and a Defend, so we can block pretty well. Let's see what else we get. Strike and Bash. Okay, so let's Shrug It Off. So I can only deal 18, or yeah, I can only deal 18. So let's Defend. And strike this one. Take a little damage, it's all good. Kill this guy. And we want to play the Exhauster also so that we don't take the damage from the infections. And there we go. Alright, Regal Pillow, swag. And then what got... Oh yeah, it was the... got upgraded. So we'll rest here. I don't want to play too risky against the boss. We're gonna get lots of upgraded cards anyway. No need to be too greedy about it. So this could be an angle for just using the Fiend Fire to get 4 procs of Slippery away. That being said, it's like a pretty deep... Well, it's not that good of a damage scaler, but like my Strike Plus is one of my better attack cards, so maybe I don't want to do that. I think here, even though it feels kind of bad, I guess if we're only going to attack once anyway, we bash so that we put some vulnerable stacks on him. Alright. We'll strike. We should use our Dexterity Potion here, and we will full block. Okay, so he's doing big damage this turn. Let's Pommel Strike. I didn't draw the armaments. That sucks. Okay. We will defend. And probably want to keep my defense in my deck. So we gotta eat a little damage. We're okay though. Okay, that's a pretty unfortunate draw, but it's fine. We'll bash and we'll upgrade our defend and our tremble. We just have to eat damage here. If we're gonna not draw a block, it's better on the weaker turn, I suppose. Next turn I'm likely to draw like a lot of good blocking stuff. Like I can get the Shrug most likely, and if I get the Shrug, then I get Defend, Shrug, and Second Wind, and I can Second Wind Clean the Wound. So I don't know that I necessarily want to draw more cards right now. I'll just block 2 and play a Strike. This is where you can look at your draw pile to figure out what options you're gonna have next turn. So here, like, I'll do this. I'll probably part ways with this Defend also, because it's the same defense. And we'll get the last tick of Slippery gone. So now we can start really doing some damage, which will be pretty good. This is a not very ideal hand, but it's not so likely that we're gonna like recycle all the way through, and it's only my regular defense, so we'll just go ahead and take our damage here. We kind of gotta start making some faster progress. Let's Pommel Strike. No block, okay. Perfected Strike. Welcome back. Let's use our armaments, Shrug, and Strike. I'm gonna have to use my Second Wind and not get the vulnerable procs on my Tremble just to stay alive. But we are still alive. Okay, here we get Bash, but also... this is for next turn also. I think Bash is worthwhile. I want to make sure that I have the best chance possible to get my Perfected Strike next turn, and so we will use one of our other strikes this turn. Let's Shrug. We don't draw it. I do live though, so we're okay. And then now we get Perfected Strike. Alright. Tough fight, but we do make it through. It was a pretty aggressive Act 1. We managed it, so that's pretty awesome. It's a bit of an interesting idea here. There's a lot of exhaust package, right? I could take Stoke, and that would allow me to have more exhaust options. So we've got Second Wind, we've got Fiendfire. I think that with those two, maybe Pact's End is the best option here. He gives me area damage. It's free. I think I like Pact's End. Mangle is also just an incredibly good card. Like, does great damage. The strength removal is really powerful. But I think we're really sorely lacking area damage right now, so I think I'm going to take Pact's End. Also, thank you. I'm glad you like my model. Oh, wow. These are all exceptionally good options. Prismatic Gem makes the average value of your card rewards go down a fair bit. But on the flip side, you get an extra energy every turn, which is incredible. Driftwood, you can reroll card rewards, so if you need like really specific synergy cards and you're kind of all in on that, then you can take that as a ways to try and find what your deck needs. And then this Archaic Tooth is almost always quite good, but especially on the Ironclad, this is an incredible card. I've actually never gotten a run with this before, so I'm kind of excited. But, you know, normally Bash is a 2-cost for pretty low damage and vulnerable application. It's really hard to, like, even click this a lot of the time. It's sometimes the biggest brick in your entire deck, despite being, like, the signature card. But Break, I mean, 20 damage for 1 energy is already really good, and apply 5 vulnerable. Like, this is a filthy card. And when you upgrade it, it deals 30 and applies 7. I didn't even know it was that strong. That's actually insane. Wow. Okay. So once again, we want to path a lot of normal combats. We do want to get some elites also, right? It's a balance of trying to get relics and upgrades. So this would give me 4 normal combats here, 5, and then maybe if I gamble into a fight, I'll have 6 for the axe. This also lets me take 2 elites and get a shop. I think I like that. Let's do that. What about vegan? I'm on vegan, yeah. I do be knowing. I'm gonna play my strikes and not Fiendfire here, because I want to keep my Perfected Strike as a really big hit. So now I can do this and take him out, and if I had exhausted my 2 strikes, it wouldn't have hit as hard. I'll just play this. If you're here to promote your own services, I'm not interested, thank you. But yes, of course, I'm a VTuber that makes music. Of course, I support artists. Okay, let's do... True Grit just really wants to be upgraded. I don't like having an unupgraded True Grit in my deck very much, so I'll skip. Okay, let's use this to take out... Well, I think the buff order is it goes like this, 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 if I'm not mistaken. So let's take out the front one first here. Well, this won't take him out actually, right? This will be 28? Oh no, it's 28, yeah, I kill. Just wanted to know, okay, no worries. Let's go Armaments Plus. I'll just defend and hit a strike on the middle one here. Okay. So we can get rid of you, and then I'll play Second Wind on this. It's progress towards Pact's End. I don't think that it's... Oh wait, do I have this online? I do. Oh. It doesn't matter. I'm not killing this turn, so I have to eat like a trillion damage. Ow! Oh well. All good. Inferno Plus is interesting. I mean, it does 9 damage to all enemies per turn. That's a lot. Also has really strong synergy with finding anything that buffs my strength for self damage. We're against Knowledge Demon. I kind of don't like taking extra damage against Knowledge Demon. This is a great power on the right deck. I just don't feel like I need to pick anything speculative up right now. And so I'm going to pass it. Okay. This turn, I want to Pommel Strike and now use my armament so that I get more card upgrades. And we're just going to try and get good damage down into the back one because he's scary for real. So I can deal... I really need to get Fiendfire Plus. I gotta upgrade this card. Like, the Miniature Cannon will give me so much extra firepower on this. So this will deal 28. I don't kill with that. So we're just gonna defend, strike. Ow. Okay, let's go for a shrug. And Perfected Strike here. Alright, let's see what we draw. Okay, so we'll go for Strike here, Perfected Strike here. Kind of a shame that I don't get to play my break. Yeah, this is gonna hurt again. Oh man, this fight is really rough sometimes. Set up Strike Plus. Alright, that's not the worst. Another Inferno. Stampede is an interesting power. This card is way better when it's upgraded because one cost is much more playable, but whatever the last card in your, like, last attack in your hand is, it'll autoplay it. Or if there's more than one, it's just random. And so, like, I don't know, if you end your turn with Perfected Strike in your hand and you can't afford it, it'll just play for free. And so you get more attacks per quota, which is really good. Being said, I don't think I have the luxury to upgrade it, and it's kind of a brick draw if I don't get it to be one cost, so I'm going to pass it again. Okay. Let's go for this one, and then Anchor keeps me safe from the damage on the other two exoskeletons. Unfortunately, they are all attacking me this turn. That's gonna hurt pretty bad. So I can only deal 21 if I do block. If I don't, okay, so I can deal 28 here. We're gonna take out the front one, and we'll block potion, and it'll sort of dampen the blow a little bit. And then this one is more likely to be killable next turn, so we'll do that. Oh no, Pack Send is online. Perfect. So we'll do this. I can't kill this turn because I can only deal 9 with each hit. So we gotta block. And now we can kill. Okay. Not bad. Right now we don't have any means of extra card draw outside of Pommel Strike. And so Battle Trance is a pretty good way to, like, accelerate what our deck is doing and get to see more cards. I like this card most of the time. We'll take it. Okay. Interesting options here. A lot of really good stuff. Strike Dummy is, like, pretty decent here. We have a lot of strike cards, so that would be a decent damage accelerator. Charon's Ashes, whenever you exhaust a card, deal 3 damage to all enemies. It's a good card on a deck that's doing a lot of exhausting. We're doing like a moderate amount, so I probably wouldn't value this at 300 gold. Chemical X is like sometimes the best relic in the game, it feels like, just because you can either play an X cost card and get like 2 extra stacks from full. So like maybe you have 3 energy, now it's going 5 times. It's gonna be really powerful. But also, you could play down to 0 energy and then get 2 procs of your X cost card for free, which is also really insane. Especially because there's a lot of upgraded X cost cards like are X+1, and so you'd actually get 3. This is really good. The problem is we don't have any X cards right now, unfortunately. If I had found a Whirlwind or something, we would be buying this instantly. But because we haven't, there's more interesting stuff to look at. Offering one of the best cards in the entire game. This card just accelerates your deck so fast. 2 energy, 3 or 5 card draw is really, really powerful. Obviously the 6 HP is a cost, but usually worth paying. Feel No Pain, really good power. We're doing a decent amount of exhausting, and so it would let me play more aggro with like Fiend Fire, for example, or it would give me extra value on Second Wind. Gives you block on Ascender's Bane and Tremble. Like, there's definitely some good use cases for Feel No Pain. So I think what I'm considering right now is offering and Feel No Pain, offering and Strike Dummy, and to a lesser extent Feel No Pain and Strike Dummy. The argument for not buying offering right now is that we have Battle Trance, and so if you Battle Trance into offering, then again, if you do that, you have a lot of cards in your hand, so the extra 2 energy is still probably useful. I think offering is almost always worth the buy here. I really like this card, so let's buy this. In a perfect world, we'd be able to buy both of these. Unfortunately, we can't. We have so many strikes, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it adds up pretty quickly getting an extra 3 damage on all of these. And I think our deck is trying to play kind of fast and loose. So I'm gonna opt for Strike Dummy. I don't know if that's the right call, but it is the call I'm gonna make. Alright. We got Decimillipede, and I drew Pact's End before I get to exhaust anything. That is unfortunate. This is a hard fight, especially since I'm clearly not going to have a lot of area damage, since I've drawn this first. And so we definitely want to burn our fish oil here to try and stay alive. Let's go ahead and shrug it off, see what my options are. Definitely going to want to play Perfected Strike. Let's just take a huge chunk out of the front. And this is 1 card exhausted towards Pact's End being playable. Alright, so normally what you want to do is, like, get all of them low and set up to kill them all at once. The problem is, I have 27 HP, and I'm about to be on 21, because I'm going to have to play this offering. So we're probably going to have to kill this just as a means of, like, blocking more or less. Like, I won't be able to outblock 16, so instead, I'll just kill it. And that's like effectively blocking 16. It's gonna come back after. This could easily be where the run dies. So we gotta see what we can do here. Second Wind is pretty good. That gives me a lot of block. I think what I'm gonna do is I will Tremble this, use 2 strikes to kill this, strike this while it's vulnerable, and block for 12. We're gonna take 4 damage. Okay, so we draw Break. That's pretty good. Fiend Fire is gonna do like a lot here. I can actually get it to do even more because of Pommel Strike. So let's see, if I Pommel Strike here, I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doing the hands. Cards to burn, and so it'll be 6 times 7 doing the hands. So that would be 42 damage, or on the vulnerable one, it'll die. Alternatively, no, I think I need to get Pact's End online, and so I think I need that. The problem is that by playing Pommel Strike and then not killing this one, I would be in a really bad spot for HP. What if, okay, what if I just play armaments to upgrade this? And then play Fiendfire. So this would be dealing 8, I believe, and then plus 3 from miniature cannon, so 11 per hit on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. And that'll kill. So yeah, let's do armaments plus. Oh, this is 10. That's fine. It's still 10 times 5 is 50. We'll take out the middle one, and now we only take 1 damage from the back. Front's gonna revive. Notably, we can now use Pact's End whenever we draw that, so that'll be pretty good. Okay, we can kill the back segment and then full block with Shrug It Off. Okay, there's our Pact's End. That's really good. Let's go for Setup Strike to boost its damage. Doesn't matter though. And then Perfected Strike. Alright. That was a pretty rough situation to have to fight Decimillipede first, since we didn't have much accessible area damage drawing this immediately. But we did make it through. Pretty happy with how I played that. We get Self-Forming Clay. Whenever you lose HP in combat, gain 3 block next turn. That's not bad. Okay. Bully plus is really good, actually, right? We've got Break, we've got a Tremble, so we can set up quite a lot of vulnerable on an enemy. It's a free attack that can hit really hard. I'm pretty content to take that. I have some upgrades I really want, but I'm on 20 HP. We gotta rest. You can't be too greedy. Shuriken. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 strength. That's really awesome, since we're starting to have a couple 0-cost attacks coming through. And also Offering gives us bigger turns as well. Nice, we get Break Plus here. That will help, most likely. Unfortunately, I gotta exhaust my Pact's End if I want to play Fiendfire. But I don't think I want to play Fiendfire this turn. I think I want to play Perfected Strike. So we'll do that. I guess I could like Energy Pot for this now, but that doesn't feel worth it. Let's not do that. Okay, and then yeah, there's a little thing as well. If you have a 0-cost attack that won't do anything that turn, like my Pact's End that's not online yet, if you click it anyway, it counts as playing an attack. So like that can work for counting up like Pen Nib to get the double damage. That can work for something like Shuriken to gain strength. Always good to try and remember to do stuff like that. Okay, we get Offering this turn, and also Battle Trance. And we don't draw any of our vulnerable cards! That's so evil! They hate me so bad. Okay. Let's play Armaments. I'm probably taking a lot of damage next turn, and so I would like to block a lot this turn if I can. So let's full block, Setup Strike for Bully. Okay. And this turn, I'm probably just bodying the damage. Because anything that I could block right now, since it's a multi-hitter, giving him 3 strength is effectively 9 damage, and this would block for 10. And this would block for 8. And so I'd honestly rather just eat the damage and take some more power for myself. Now we can go. Okay. We get through Triangle build. Permafrost is really good. Makes it easier to play powers. That being said, we have no powers in our deck right now, so we are very incentivized to pick up a power or two. And what do you know? There's a Hellraiser. Hellraiser is pretty interesting. It does net you a lot of free attacks sometimes. And it's only 1 cost with the upgrade, which I could do. But that upgrade comes at an opportunity cost. I want Fiendfire Plus, like, expeditiously. I really want this card. I also want Break Plus quite badly. And so a 2-cost Hellraiser, not so good. Inferno, I don't really feel like I have self-forming clay, so basically I take 1 HP and assume that netting 2 block on the next turn will benefit me. Doesn't feel as good unupgraded though. I don't know. I think I'm okay with passing potentially both of these. That does feel a little silly. I think I should probably take the Hellraiser more I think about it. It is a 2-cost, but with Permafrost, I'm more able to like play it anyway, and I can try and get the upgrade later. So, okay. I will end up taking the Hellraiser. Oh, I really want Offering Plus too, but first things first, we gotta do this. Okay. Whenever we play a power, deal 8 damage to all enemies. This is just not like that strong unless you're playing a ton of powers, and I've only got 1. So we'll just take the gold. I don't want to have to take the decay. It's pretty not good for my deck. Got Hunter Killer here. Oh, this upgraded for me. Nice. Thank you. Hunter Killer is a pretty dangerous fight. I'm willing to take 6 damage to try and better my odds against it. Oh, I guess one downside with Hellraiser is it's gonna make it harder to get big turns on Fiendfire since I can't exhaust strikes as easily. But also, like, it does play a lot of attacks for me. And that makes it easier to get Shuriken value, so that's something. Orbic Acid is really good. Energy Potion could be essential. Block Potion's really good. I think Orbic Acid is better than a Block Potion, so I'll take that. And then Stone Armor is a reasonable power to take, but it's just not that high impact. With an upgrade, it's really good. So, like, Plating gets better the more of it you have. Since this is, like, block 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. If you have 10, it's block 10, then 9, then 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, and so on, right? And so the more of it you get, like, it becomes really, really powerful. But when you only have 1, it's not so crazy. So I'm willing to pass. Oh, okay. Orbic Acid, like, obviously losing the potion's not great, but we can probably make it through the boss fight, and an upgraded rare power is incredible. Let's see what my options are. Juggernaut, we're not blocking so much. Demon Form, great power. It's just way too expensive to reliably play. Pyre is quite good. Extra 2 energy. Pretty big fan of that. I'll take it. And now the question is, can I get away with smithing? Going into Knowledge Demon, just on account of I do a lot of damage. Like, my deck is really offensive. It can play pretty fast. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to go for it. This is a bit of an ambitious smith, but I think that we can probably get through fast enough. Not a good turn 1 draw, unfortunately. Pretty passive. My game just crashed. We're just in the dark? Okay. I'm probably willing to accept 6 damage so that I can draw faster. Okay. So this is probably a good turn to use my energy potion since I can play the Pyre and then, like, get that energy back for future turns. Let's Pommel Strike. We'll get our value on that, and we will play this Tremble so that we have form. Alright. Big turn here. We do 50 with Break. 50 with Bully. I am taking 27 plus 6 is 33, so I'll die if I don't play this defense, so I have to do that. This is a bit wasteful of Fiendfire. Could be a finisher later anyway, so I'll play the Strike. And then there's no reason to play this. Okay, so We're almost dead here. I actually can't play my offering, sadly. But if I block here, then do I exactly die? He deals 19, I have 19. I'm gonna die. Oh. That's a shame. Am I missing any way that I can gain more block from my relics? Nope. And then 13 plus 6 is 19. And I have 14 plus 5 is 19. We are dead. Oh, no. Alright. Let's go out on our own terms. Bye. Okay, it was too aggressive. It was too aggressive to Smith in that position. Break plus wasn't that important. I should have just rested. So that's my bad. I'm still getting better at figuring out when it's good to go for a permanent upgrade versus when it's good to just make sure that you keep going, obviously. Okay, the silent. I'm not great at the silent, but I'm better than I used to be. Silent was the character that took me the longest to get my first A10 win on. I've gotten a little bit better of a feel, still not great. But I think one thing I have learned is that strikes are not like that good on the silent. It likes to defend a lot and find big ways to deal damage, usually with multi-hits or poison or shiv or whatever. And so transforming a strike immediately is like a pretty good option compared to max HP is just... Max HP is good, but it doesn't give you any like power to deal with the early floors. So you can't snowball your run very well. And I forgot what the other one was, but it wasn't that good. Okay, we get a burst. Pretty good. So expensive skills are more valuable with burst. Big block cards like leg sweep that also apply weak can be really good. Snake bite's kind of cool because if you have a free turn, you can burst snake bite and then play it twice, and snake bite retains, so you can like wait for it. I think I do like gambling. Gambling is fun, and there's lots of gambling on this road, as well as 2 campfires and a shop. Sure. Let's just play it for fun. I think that the Silent is one of the characters that does not need to take as many... You don't have to take as many elites in Act 1. You can scale a little bit slower compared to, like, the Ironclad really likes early elites, or the Defect is pretty good at fighting elites early. Regent, depending on your deck, can be good. And then Silent and Necrobinder are a little more defensive. They like to take a little more time to get stronger. Okay, so up my sleeve. I'm generally not a fan of this card because it's 2 cost for 3 shivs is very expensive, even 4. But interestingly, like, burst could make this more valuable, I suppose. Like, that is interesting. Sucker Punch is fine. It's not great. Sucker Punch Plus is a lot better. If you find this already upgraded, it's not so bad because it's 2 weak, and 10 damage. But until you get that, like, only 1 week is not great. And then Dagger Throw, damage is okay. Draw 1, discard 1 is good. It's just kind of like the worst draw discard engine on the Silent kit, I think. In general. You know what? Let's try Up My Sleeve. I'm curious if this card can be good with burst. I think it's probably best to just take the 2 damage here to get the cost of my sleeve lower for the rest of the fight. Yeah, like there it is, right? So this turn, if I get 6 shivs, that would be 6 times 4, 24. Yeah, that already kills. Clean. Ooh, okay. Ricochet can be a really good card. This is like a very top tier card. Acrobatics can be a pretty top tier card. Backflip can be... These are like all really, really strong. But I think that since we kind of want to do shivs with this, backflip is probably better. So we're gonna take a backflip. Let's backflip. Try and get this in a range that I can kill it next turn. I will block, and then I can get through that without getting hit by the thorns. Here we will just full block. Fletchets could be pretty good. We have a lot of skills. This is always just a solid way to get some damage. Scare is also decent for weak application, but I think Fletchets is better. So let's take that. Solid damage card. So if I burst backflip, I'll block a lot, fill my hand with like a lot of skills, and then I have 1 energy to play Fletchets, right? It's only 3, I suppose, but still that's not bad. So if I'm like dealing 15 here, this could get out of hand pretty fast. It might actually be worth using a potion. Probably is. Let's go ahead and use a colorless potion, see what my options are. I like an equilibrium. Big block. Hold on to everything for this turn. We will probably play Survivor and then get my shivs up. Sets me up well for later. So we can strike for this skill, block. Let's burst equilibrium so that I full block, and then I can play up my sleeve on the buff turn here. Oh, and I retain again here, right? Yeah, and now we can go. Nice. Alright. Clean. Deflect is almost always good to take at least 1, so we'll grab that. Oh, man. I'm too poor for Anchor or Mystic Lighter. Those are both some incredibly good relics. It is a shame that I can't pick up either of them. Man, that would be really nice if I could afford them, but I can't. Deadly Poison is decent. Deadly Poison Plus is much better than the base card, but I'm not really inclined towards it. We got nothing for shivs here, sadly. I'm pretty sure since we've got 2 potions already, we just hold our money here and hope for a better shop down the line. Probably resting at the next campfire, but for here, I have a lot of good upgrades. Neutralize plus, burst plus, on my sleeve plus, backflip plus, fletches plus, deflip. Like, these are all really good. The neutralize plus is incredibly good generic upgrade. Almost never can go wrong with it. Since, you know, spreading weak is just very strong. since we're actually playing like attacks on this build as well with shivs, there's the potential for later in the run to get tracking, which makes us deal extra damage for my enemy being weak. There's also the possibility for what's it called? Like the inky shivs that spread weak for you. In which case we could like stack weak more easily. Second deflect is maybe... I want to say it's kind of excessive, but like burst makes it more valuable to have zero cost skills. Fletchets makes it more valuable. I think I actually like a second deflect, so I'll take that, even if it bloats my draw a little bit. And now the question is, can I smith again? And I think the answer is probably not. Let's be responsible. Or Chalcum, okay. We can enchant with steady, so that allows you to hold on to a card. So like putting retain on burst could be really high value potentially. Putting it on fletchets could be really good, so that you can like carry that into a turn with a lot. Honestly, it could even be like up my sleeve burst, just making these two cards like you're holding them for the most opportune chance to play them. I think this is definitely a situation where we want to pay 100 gold to make two cards retain, because retain is extremely powerful. These three are all very apt choices. I think they're all very good. I probably lean towards going for higher impact turns with burst and fletchets. I think that this is probably correct. Okay. So this is really good. I think we get away with lowering the cost of up my sleeve immediately here. Skulking Colony is a little bit of a tricky elite to fight at times, since you can only deal a set amount of damage every turn. You really want to like block very effectively against this guy. Okay. I'm gonna want to burst my backflip here and see what I can draw. Probably keen on just blocking more here. There's my neutralize. Go ahead and use this. And now we'll go for kill. There we go. Alright. Second up my sleeve, probably a little bit too greedy. Third deflect, also probably too greedy. It'll just like make my draws very bloated potentially. And bouncing flask is kind of whatever, even on most poison decks, because inconsistent in like area fights. It's just fine for what it is. We got a 6/7 here, right? Probably not. As much as I want to heal the 6/7 here and get an upgrade, actually that could be quite good now that I think about it. Max HP could also be really good. I think max HP is really important here. I normally like to abstain, but I think that this is a situation where I want to take damage, gain max HP. I'll probably go one more. Unfortunate that we have to do a fight here. And what I'd like to do is like probably just rest at the last campfire, and I'm sort of banking that that extra max HP will scale for me better than one upgrade. Let's see. I can deal this turn 26. Okay, let's backflip. So I can do more now. Right, I can deal 20. I can deal 30. But next turn, this would be 16 and this would be 14. So let's kill the back one. Because they're both going to gain 5 strength here, and next turn, that one would have been multi-hitting, which would be pretty scary. So here we'll full block, get started on this guy, and see what I can do. So I don't kill. So we will burst Survivor. Block 15. Okay. I don't kill. That is really bad. I think I have to use a potion here, because otherwise I'm going to take just an obscene amount of damage. Probably more apt to keep the vulnerable potion for a big turn against Waterfall Giant. So let's take the attack potion here. Dash is great when it's free. $13 times 2. I am actually really screwed here. Yeah, I take a lot of damage. Ow. Oh, again. Wow, this is really devastating. Oh man, brutal fight. Mazalith's gift, okay. I was talking about Snakebite being pretty good earlier. Another reason that Snakebite is kind of nice here is that it has Retain and is a skill, so you can make it boost up your Fletchets more easily also. So that's pretty swag. We're gonna go ahead and set up Mazalith's ritual here. Unfortunate that we don't get hardly any attacks on the free turn. I think that this turn I would like to probably play this, backflip. Okay. Attacks. Let's see what I draw. Up my sleeve? Alright, perfect. So this turn, I want to get this online, and I believe now Up My Sleeve is 0 cost for playing it twice. Yep. So that'll be really good later, especially since we're gaining strength with the Mazalith thing. I could hit for 28 right now. I block pretty well, so I'm okay with taking... Oh, actually, I full block. Perfect. Let's just keep full blocking. I don't think I would have killed if I ripped the vulnerable potion there. So... yeah, at this point, Snakebite's not actually going to even do that much damage for me. because we've got so much strength. Okay, lots of defense coming up next turn. Feel pretty good about that. Nice. Ooh, Knife Trap is really good since we can play like a ton of shivs with this. We can get that on pretty fast. So let's take Knife Trap. Ho ho, wow. Okay, very powerful relic options here. So Yummy Cookie, of course, 4 card upgrades is just always gonna be incredibly good, especially... We have a lot of stuff that would be quite good to upgrade, to be honest. Like, at this point, Burst Plus is maybe going to have enough synergies that could be really strong. Up My Sleeve Plus gets Knife Trap up significantly faster. Knife Trap Plus is quite a good damage upgrade in itself. Fletchets Plus is a good damage upgrade. Getting the Deflex upgraded could help a lot. Snake Bites becomes a lot less useless when it's upgraded. Brightest Flame, on the other hand, is one of the best, if not arguably the best card in the game. Gain 2 energy, draw 2 cards, or gain 3 and draw 3 on upgrade for lose 1 max HP. It is a crazy powerful deck accelerant. But that being said, we draw a lot of cards. Retain keeps our hand pretty big. This is a deck that doesn't need extra energy and draw as much as usual. And Toy Box is interesting. You get 5 Wax Relics, and every 3 combats, the leftmost goes away. And you can control what order they're going to decay in by what order you take them. You can also get permanent upgrades from them. So if there's any relics in this box that are like max HP or potion belt or stuff like that, then it doesn't matter once it's gone. You still reap the benefit as far as I'm aware, which is quite good. So that can allow you to sort of power through some early fights if you're a bit weaker. And they did just buff it. You know, everybody was kind of knocking it as a relic for just not being worth really anything. And so they went in and they made it 5 relics, which I think is a pretty good upgrade. Like, I'm considering maybe align something like this where I don't take a lot of combats. And so I could potentially still have 3 relics going into Act 3. And maybe this allows me to smith more at these campfires, and I can get like 2 upgrades. Could be quite strong. Just because I've never actually tried it. Let's try it out. Let's do Toy Box. Let's see what I get. Okay, so we get nothing that is permanent, unfortunately. But we get a lot of things that are quite strong. Horn Cleat is extremely good. 14 block for free on turn 2. Especially as Silence already got a really good turn 1 with the extra card draw, so that can go a long way. Same with the Vambrace, that'll like get us through turn 1. Miniature Cannon, I mean, that would be really good if we had like a bunch of Shiv plus or Fletchets plus, but we don't. So it's probably the least valuable out of this bunch. Tungsten Rod saves us a little HP. Centennial Puzzle gives us a little extra card draw. I think my ordering of this is that the Miniature Cannon first to go is fine. Tungsten Rod, I probably value a little bit less than Centennial Puzzle. Probably Horn Cleat, and then Vambrace. And so this will give us a lot of block for a while, and it's our job to scale in that time. Would you guys rather be full of rock or nectar? Big question. An age-old question. I think I would rather be full of nectar. Feels yummy. So in this Bullbug fight, you want to kill the Nectar one first because he gains 16 strength, which is kind of demon. Okay. I don't want to do this. Probably want to go like burst up my sleeve. And then just like block deflect. And I won't, or wait, I won't get to, or sorry, I meant like deflect survivor, but I won't get to do that actually. The problem is like if I decide to block this guy, I'm just not killing this guy. And that's even more damage, so best I can do is to just kill him, take a bunch of damage here. I'll take like 12. And then we can do this. Okay. Interesting. Footwork is easily like a top 3 card on the silent. Extra dexterity is fantastic on a character that just wants to block a lot. On the other hand, hidden daggers is free daggers or free shivs, and we are like really speccing into getting big knife trap turns. So I actually think that hidden daggers is probably better. We don't have any discard means yet either, so this is, I actually have never even thought about this event. But look at this. We can trade our wax miniature cannon for 2 real relics, and we get Vajra, which is incredible. That's an extra damage on every shiv. So that's a huge amount of scaling. And Tuning Fork, which just gives us extra block over the course of the run, which is really good. So we actually got insane value out of that, which is pretty good. Love to see that. Thieving Hopper is a pain in the ass. I do have a lot of stuff that I could like throw at him in the later turns to break his flying stance, but I think I just gotta eat some damage early in order to get ahead on this fight, especially because he wants to take my hidden daggers, and that's one of my best means of actually damaging him. We get a huge Fletch's turn there though. That's pretty great. I'll hit him with Snakebite this turn also. A little extra damage. Okay. So this turn, let's go Burst, Knife Trap. And so it'll play all of my shivs and then play them all again. And that's an interaction I wanted to check because I've never seen it before. But apparently, this is really sad. I was really hoping that if you burst Knife Trap and get to play it twice, that basically, like, we had 3 shivs in that case, right? That it would play 3 shivs, add those to my exhaust pile, and then play 6 shivs the second time. It doesn't. It just plays 3 twice, so that's good to know at the very least, but still cool. Hi, Nira. Welcome. Twitch side for today. Big. You can get the channel points. I feel like that's the one thing that I miss about when I used to like mainly stream on Twitch very long time ago, is like the integration of channel points not really being around on YouTube. They should really add those. Okay, here's another interaction I would love to check out. Actually, wait. Yeah, here's another one I want to check out. If I play Burst and then my Vambrace card where my block is doubled, it does not double for both. Okay, good to know. Are you winning? We're doing pretty good. I had an interesting first run. Didn't end up being a win, unfortunately. But we've still been pretty solid on the whole so far. And this run is going quite well. Okay. I think here we're gonna part ways with Snakebite so that I can get some more shivs. And then I've got Knife Trap coming in. No, I drew Knife Trap at the start, right? Okay. So we gotta block through this again. This is gonna be a little tough. Yeah, I cannot use my Knife Trap here feasibly because it's just gonna... He's got so much thorns, I'm gonna take like a trillion damage. I will play this just... Oh, for tuning fork. Wait, I'm so smart. I didn't do that on purpose, but that was really clutch. Okay. So we get lots of block with the deflects. Oh wait, I had Fletchett's damage that I just threw away. Does it matter? I can go like this. Burst hidden daggers. Oh shit, that's not how that works. Well, that was a mistake. I guess I'll take some damage for that. Whoops. Shout out Tungsten Rod for keeping that from being as bad as it could have been, although it's gone now. Goodbye, Tungsten Rod. 07. Leading Strike is more shivs. I just don't know that I need more shivs right now. Like that desperately. It's not a very high value card. So we could... This is interesting. We could pay some gold to upgrade our starting hand, which if we... Look here, we got an elite coming up. So 50 gold to probably take less damage on an elite is pretty good. I could also pay 150 for 2 strength on the next 5 combats. That would be 1 elite, 2 elites, probably this boss, and then maybe 1 fight on the next floor if this isn't a combat and this isn't a combat, which it's only 10% for each one. So pretty decent odds. But that is like a pretty steep price to pay. 150 gold is quite a lot. I think we'll just do the next combat. Let's just pay 50. Alright, we got triangle build. Okay. So we can full block. We've got some pretty good potions available to us right now. Okay, we can do a lot with Fletchett's here. Let's go ahead and send that. I think that I'm just gonna eat the 12 damage here. Oh, right, I have Orichalcum, so we actually don't take as much. That's really great. Okay, we got a lot of cards here. Can always play the deflect. Tuning fork buffs me up. That's pretty great. I mean, by holding Snakebite and Burst, we're like pretty poised for the Fletchett's draw to be really big here. This will do 9 times 5's 45. It's kind of just the biggest thing I can do. And then I think probably what I do here is use this to pull this back into my hand. And go for... Oh man, I'm just shy of going lethal this turn. It's a shame. Alright. That sucks. Okay. One HP. Ow. Okay, we get Gorget. That's pretty good. Extra block's always nice. Oh my god, we get another relic trading event here. And we can trade off this Centennial puzzle that's about to go for Bellows, which upgrades everything in our starting hand, which is awesome for the Silence since you have an enormous starting hand. Ocean Belt. That's always nice. Let's rest. Pretty goated. Alright. Let's see. Knife Trap's not useful to have on hand yet. I don't think I'm ever playing this strike turn 1 either. So we can block Actually, I'm gonna save Scum because that was a really bad decision. And I will explain my reasoning for that here also. So we have both the 4 plating and the 6 block of orichalcum. So as long as I don't end the turn with any block, I'll get 6 here, and therefore I already blocked this guy. So I have no reason to worry about that. And we want to not play a block card so that my Vambrace is still available on preceding turns, where it will be more valuable to have. And we will just hit him with a billion shivs. Thank you for a water check. Make sure you guys stay hydrated also. Okay. We can almost take out the back one. I already full block here with plating and horn fleet, so I can just get rid of these toxic cards, not to worry about those. I guess probably my best course of action is to kill this guy, finally cash my Vambrace. So we block for 12. We'll take 4 damage this turn. It's not too bad. Unfortunately, I draw all block on the turn that he's doing nothing. Huge. Here's an interesting idea. Let's use Burst with Hidden Dagger to throw out a whole bunch of these, and then let's see. 10 times 7 times 5 is 35. 45? I don't think I kill. So let's actually, I had more with orichalcum than by playing deflect anyway, so it's a mistake. I could have had another strike to play that turn. Whoops. Oh well, what you gonna do? Alright. Dodge and roll is quite a good card. However, I don't have anything to boost. Like, this card gets better the more dexterity you have. I don't have any way to boost my dexterity. So probably content to skip this reward. We'll heal again here. Maybe if things go well, I can smith on this last campfire. We'll take the foul potions and then try to go to a shop in Act 3. That'd be pretty sweet. Okay, Mr. Bees. This is going to be hard. This is a very tricky fight when you're playing shivs, because every time you hit him, you add dazed to your hand, which is not very awesome. So Snakebite is a good way to try and play around that a little bit potentially. We've got I can afford 2 shivs in my or 2 dazed here while he's still in the starter phase. So let's go ahead and do a little damage. We'll body a couple dazed. Wow, he's gonna do a lot of damage this turn. Let's burst backflip. We draw a whole bunch of block, and we almost managed to pull block as a result of that. So that's pretty good. Take that. We definitely want to neutralize. We want to defend. And I kind of want to try and burst my next snakebite. That being said, it might be too greedy to wait when I've got the energy for this turn. I think I'll wait. We'll see how this goes. I don't draw burst. That sucks. So next turn I'm probably gonna have to use burst to help defend, so we'll just cash this now. I don't think my poison damage is gonna get there significantly faster by playing that extra strike either, so I will refrain. Gonna take some pretty heavy damage this turn. Not much I can do about it. This is a tough fight. It's prepared. I'm just gonna toss the fletchets. Oh, maybe that wasn't the smartest move. Oh well. Okay, so we full block here. We'll snake bite and hold on to burst to help block subsequent turn, but now we just want to attack. Okay. We make it through. That's the end of Horn Cleat. Did I end up having a combat? Somewhere. Oh, I had one here, right. Okay. Anyway. We get a lantern. Flex potion is big. That's on a turn where we play a bunch of shivs, like an immense damage upgrade. To the point where I'm low-key pretty tempted to go for a smith, which is really aggro and dumb. So let's not do that. I think our deck is strong enough without necessarily getting another upgrade online immediately. And if I do smith there, it could cost me the entire run. So let's be patient. We're going to have a ton of money in Act 3. There's lots to play for. I'll probably discard fletchets here. Let's backflip. I really want to get up my sleeve online as quickly as possible, so we'll try and play some frantic escapes in the upcoming turns instead. Block the best we can. If I play Burst Hidden Daggers, it's just gonna leave me with 2 daggers, and then I'll have to discard the 2 shivs for 2 more shivs. So we can just do this. I know, I'm sorry, Nahi. Very dubious smith. I decided against it. Also, hi. Hope you're doing well. Okay. We've got a ton of shivs online. So when I get my knife trap up, I can do some crazy damage with it. The problem is, we're going to be cutting it quite close. We're already down to 1 on the sandpit timer. But we draw it with burst. Okay. So I can play... Let's see. This is going to be 11 with the flex potion times 10. I can do 110 times 2 damage. I kill. All right. Burst. Knife trap. Go. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. That's satisfying. Ooh, Gigantification Potion's cool. Another knife trap is funny. But it probably gotta be Adrenaline, though, right? Also, Nightmare is funny since I put 1 billion of these in my thumbnail. Nightmare, Nightmare, Nightmare. I mean, second knife trap is really funny. But Adrenaline is really good. Who am I kidding? Let's take another knife trap. We're not like super starved for energy right now anyway, so it could be good. We gotta beat the Queen and Aeon Glass. Aeon Glass is probably like better than usual for the Silent on the Shiv build. Well, actually, hold on. That's not exactly true. We're gonna get like 1 trillion withers. So we gotta kill the Aeon Glass very fast. And then Queen, I don't really see any particular reason why it'd be great or bad. This is not a Snecko Eye setup. We have some cards that are a little bit more expensive, but too many that are like built around being very affordable to play. We could obtain a curse and 3 relics. 3 relics is a lot of power. A curse is just 1 curse. Philosopher's Stone is interesting. You get an extra energy at the start of every turn. All enemies gain 1 strength. So everything hits marginally harder, or potentially a lot harder on multi-hit stuff. So like the Queen, for example, can do some pretty gnarly multi-hits, as can test subjects. And so giving them an extra strength, very dangerous. But you can potentially play a lot faster or block more as a result of having more energy. I think I'm leaning towards taking Philosopher's Stone. My reasoning for that is we have a lot of 2 costs that want to be played with Burst, like no matter what when I get the opportunity. And having the extra energy means that at worst I can like just play a block card in addition to doing that. And at best it allows me to be more aggressive on the turns that I have more leeway to fight aggressively on. Okay. So I believe that this has 2 combats left, if I remember correctly. We obviously want to hit a shop like pretty urgently. I really want to do this, right? I really want to go like gambling, hit a billion gambling, because that's so fun. Like we could even do more gambling. The problem is that I need a shop. Like I got all of these foul potions, and so I think that I kind of have to not just gamble max, even though I really want to. And like I could just bank on gambling into a shop, right? There's 5 shots, but I think I won't. I think I'll play for real. Also, 6-7 HP doing the hands, and it's gone. Goodbye. Okay, so right now we block 20. They are dealing 25, 32. So this blocks 28. Boop, boop, boop. This is a pretty scary fight to give them an extra strength on, but we'll be okay. I'm turning into dust. No! I'm sorry for not gambling. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. They're dealing 15, 22. I blocked 21. I want to make sure that I kill this as fast as I can. Tuning fork online for next skill I play. Okay. Get rid of this guy. Goodbye. Oh my god, 6 times 5. That's a lot of damage. Yikes. I don't think I have a means to actually kill, right? I'd need 50 damage. This is only 4 times 6, not even close. So the best I can do is just burst this, take quite a lot, and do this, and then Knife Trap will kill once I pull it. Ow, rude. Die. Untouchable Plus, it's a good block card. We've got Hidden Daggers, we've got a Prepared, got Survivor. I think that with the upgrade, it's probably worth taking, because it's a very good card when it's upgraded. Okay. Sharp or Nimble, we can enchant something. This is... Normally, Fletchets is a great candidate for enchanting with Sharp, but it's already enchanted to be retained. And so I think I'm more apt to go for a Nimble card. I'm pretty much always wanting to click a Deflect if I've got it, so we can make it just that little bit better. Alright. Let's see. Phantom Blades is a form of damage scaling, right? That is extra damage on the first shiv. You can carry 1 down. I might be tempted to path for the second shop, though. Like, I'll have a good amount more money by then anyway. I think Bag of Preparation is worth it. We have Lantern and we have Bellows, so that's like a really big turn 1. I like that a lot. Excuse me. We're getting to a point in the run where maybe a card remove is a good idea. Heart of Iron is a better potion than normal because we have Gorget, so this effectively lets me start a combat with 11 plating. And that's a lot of plating. And then I think maybe... Like, this is only 9 extra damage per turn. It's not that much. Nor do I have a strong reason to want to be retaining my shivs. I think that we're going to cut a strike. And then now at the next shop, I have more flexibility on, like, depending whether or not the relics look good, I could potentially... What do I want to say? I could buy relics, or I could, like, do more card removes, whatever. Okay. I want to play up my sleeve. I would love to burst it, but I don't have space in my hand for the shivs. Like, they're not gonna come through. So instead, I'll do this, so we get like a enormous amount of block. I will burst Snakebite onto this, so that's gonna die next turn. And I will strike the front one, because I think this one buffs next in the middle. Am I remembering correctly? Nope. Okay. That's unfortunate. Can I ever kill the middle one? I could do 12, 19, 26, plus 8. I could do 34. That's rude. That's really fucked up. I think that's probably still the right move, is to just... Oh, wait. My Vajra. I do kill. I lied. Okay, we're so chilling. Nice. We don't lose any HP to Scroll of Biting. Alright, and there goes our Vambrace. Okay, accuracy is great. That's a lot of extra damage on our shivs. Love to see accuracy showing up. That is big. So let's go for this and then this and just kill him turn 1. It's pretty good. We probably want to burst a defend here. Just make sure that we're full blocking. I'm gonna take some damage. Ow. Let's play 6 shivs. Right now my shivs deal 11 each. So that's 66 damage. Nice. Kill this, and now I kill this. Perfect. Second untouchable plus might be too greedy. I think it probably is. Let's pass it. Okay. Oh, okay. So as it stands, we already draw 9 on turn 1. We could lower this to drawing 7. It makes it less likely that we draw accuracy on turn 1. But 20 max HP does give us like an extra turn, which is like a good amount. Whereas losing 15 max HP right now, we're pretty low. The 2 random upgrades, there's a lot of misses. There's a lot of hits, but there's a lot of misses. Oh, we get less bellows value also if I take the big mushroom. There's some arguments for both sides. It's a little bit hard for me to choose. But I think that... if I had, like, Regal Pillow, maybe I wouldn't mind taking this and then resting, but I think in this case, I'd rather take the big mushroom. 68, least satisfying number ever. Pendulum's always nice to have, extra card draw. And we gamble into 4 scrolls. This game hates me so bad. What the hell? And I also draw nothing but blocking 50 on turn 1. That is really unfortunate. I'm gonna get my ass beat on this fight, like, really bad, probably. Okay, let's burst Survivor, or play my accuracy. Oh, they're doing so much damage, man. Fuck, I'm gonna lose a ton of max. I'm gonna lose, like, all the max HP I just paid for, man. Oh my god. This is so messed up. So I can deal 22, 29, 34, or... Is that... No, wait, 36, right? Yeah, okay. So let's kill this one. Oh, I did my math wrong. Why did they only do 9 and not 11? Do I have a card that can give me upgraded shivs that did last time? Yes, that's why. That sucks. I'm gonna take a lot of damage. Oh my god! I'm so cooked, man. I'm gonna die. Oh, like, actually, I'm gonna die. Wait. Can I do anything? I have to do this. I think I still die, right? Yeah. Wow. Owned by actual worst draw order ever on the scrolls. I just drew nothing but block on turn 1. That is unfortunate. Damn. It was an interesting run, too. Would you rather have blue teeth or blue teeth? Man, I guess blue teeth, probably. Unfortunate. That was an interesting run, though. I was playing a lot more experimentally. There were, like, probably safer choices than, like, the toy box was interesting. I've never taken that before. I think it was good. Not, like, incredible, but pretty good. But I got 2 events. Like, I got to exchange 2 of my burner relics, and I still was not, like, insanely strong. So, mixed feelings about it. I think it's in a better place than it probably used to be. I also still think it's not, like, an incredible option, probably. Okay, let's do a Regent run. That's fun. Hefty Tablet, I used to think was really good, because, like, you could pick a rare and, like, build your deck around it from the very start. On the other hand, like, taking an injury kind of sucks, and a lot of rares are, like, not that strong until you have other stuff to, like, enable them. Scroll boxes is interesting. It's good, but not, like, you know, it's very hit or miss. You might get cards that really don't synergize with each other, especially on the Regent, where, like, some of his cards really be doing very different things. I think the Regent is one of the characters where mix and matching your builds is, like, less viable. You know, you don't want to be doing a bunch of star cards and also a bunch of sword cards or colorless gen card. The colorless generation is a bit more splashable, but star cards are a bit isolating. So anyway, all this say is pretty boring, but I think we take Meow's Talisman. You just take the immediate value of getting some upgrades. to your base cards, and you play a little bit more aggressively as a result of it. We're gonna do a bunch of gambling because the game enables me to, and it lets me take an elite with that. We'll decide if we need elite or campfire for here, and then we get maybe more gambling, maybe another elite, we'll see. I'll venerate here on the free turn, just so that I have more flexibility for later. I regret my choice. We'll strike here on the off chance that I draw strike plus strike strike falling star. No way! Oh my god! Dang! Wow, incredible. Let's see. Spoils of Battle is a pretty interesting card. Gives you sword, draws cards, pretty nice. The Kin is a AoE fight, so I probably want to try and get some sort of damage engine that can do well in that context. Maybe I'll just take a patter for now. And that way I can just have more good block cards. Can never go wrong with good block cards. What do we got in this shop? Start of your turn, Forge. This is decent power. Glow is quite a good star generating card. Royal Gamble pays off doing star gen, but obviously we can't just buy this. That would not be good. Gamma Blast is decent if you have a lot of star gen, but we don't. Lunar Blast on sale. I'm kind of not a fan of this card, to be honest. It can be good, it just doesn't do that much damage. Splash is like pretty good. On the Regent specifically, it's like slightly better because it also is like generating a card, which has some synergies down the road. So maybe I'm incentivized to take Splash in this first shop. Let's do it. Let's make a splash. I'm down to take the Sword of Stone. We'll do lots of elite fighting in that case, so that once we complete 5 elites, we get an extra 3 strength for every combat. Give me a setup strength so we can do a little extra damage. We got Patter. Just play 2 strikes. Since we're probably not going to get through another draw cycle for more Fallen Star. Okay. Child of the Stars is really good on a star build, but we're probably not doing a star build. At least we certainly can't call it yet. Begone is decent. I like being able to transform cards. Minion Strike is a marginally better card than some other stuff in our deck. Also, we are in... We're in Overgrowth, and that means that there is the frog fight, and so that gives me extra value to be able to transform, like, infections. Child of the Stars, you mean just catch one? No, actually, I meant Massachusetts. Thank you very much. Could be both. Could be both. To eat the egg or to hatch the egg? That is the question. Bird Swoop, pretty goated card. But like, is it better than getting an upgrade or a rest and 7 max HP? In most cases, no. In this case, I'm gonna say no. And we also get 6-7 doing the hands. Which came first, the bird or the egg? Good question. Well, the egg is canonically Birdonis's child. So I think in this case, probably the bird came first, but whether his egg came first or he came first, I don't know the answer to that one. Okay, let me see. Procure 1 potion, we've already got 2, or remove a card, add a guilty. I have a transform, so we can get through the guilty phase a little bit quicker than usual. I'm probably down to just chop like a normal strike. Can't go too wrong with that. Okay, Bygone Effigy. Grand Finale we can't use here. High Five doesn't play if Osty's not alive, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna save Scum because I just want to double check this mechanic. Yeah, okay, so that's just a complete brick. That's what I thought. But I wanted to double check. Had to do it for science. So we have to take Sculpting Strike. We want to play Venerate, Strike, and then Sculpting Strike, and we're gonna lose one of our defense. This guy has a mechanic where he takes more damage for each card you played that turn. So if you only have like 1 or 2 attacks, you should still play your defense first. Here we will play this because that's an attack that also uses an extra turn to set up. I probably do want to block here. Okay. Let's splash. What do you got for me? Pinpoint is the strongest option available. I will use my Swift Potion here. So I'm not gonna kill. In that case, probably block and bank on killing next turn. Yeah. There we go. Big pair! I had a pair today. It was pretty good. I say that like I don't always think pairs are pretty good, but I enjoyed my pair. Thank you guys for asking. Tee. I just realized, how do I have so much max HP? 92. Did I get another event that boosted my max HP earlier or something? Oh yeah, the egg. Okay. So these are all pretty interesting cards to be offered. So Kingly Punch is kind of just generically pretty okay. It gets better if you can like redraw it by some means. Shining Strike, you can redraw over and over and over, and it gives you a huge star engine. So that's really good if you get like a Stardust or a Radiate or something, but not the highest value if you don't. And Summon Forth is really good on Sword because it lets you pull Sword more often. That being said, we're kind of like early days. We're not super built into anything. I think Kingly Punch, I just simply haven't played a lot, and it seems the least committal, so I'm going to try it out. Oh man, this is on sale. I could almost afford it and get crazy money with royalties. I've never taken royalties before, but word on the street is it's kind of good. Normally, I would be kind of like wanting to save my money here. We got another shop coming up very momentarily. But because we're against the kin, there's like kind of a premium on area damage, which the region just doesn't get a lot of. So I'm going to buy this Crush Under just to make sure that I get it. And we're doing pretty well. Plus we have the Sword of Stone now, so I think we're going to take the Elite here. Ornamental Fan maybe lets us attack more. That's cool. Alright, Big Frog. Let's go Clarity Extract. Big. Thank you for the guilty. That is exactly what I wanted. Okay. We're gonna want probably Pounce here. Allows me to block for everything and do some damage. Pretty goated. Hit that Kingly Punch. And we'll Pounce, so that we can venerate this turn, and now Falling Star is not a brick to draw later. Okay, let's see what we get with Splash. This is gonna be free to play this turn, so we want Berry for sure, so that we can just one-shot something. We'll transform this Infection into a Minion Strike. Drew another one. That's messed up. Kill this guy. I will Falling Star here and set up some Vigor with my Patter. Alright, so now I can kill you, and we're gonna hope for the best on this next draw. We know one is gonna be a defend, which is kind of just whatever. Okay. Not great, not the worst ever, I guess. Is kind of the worst ever. We're gonna take a lot of damage. Ow, ow. But, I mean, like... do this, do this. And then I just need to draw any damage card. Not any damage card. I lied. Berry doesn't work, but that works. Okay. We could use more defend cards. Let's just take a Gather Light because it's a decent defense. Another shop that we're too poor to really buy anything significant from. I would have loved Miniature Tent. Always a goat on the run, but unfortunately, too poor. Could be nothing. I don't think there's anything pressing in that shop. This is probably a rest. 69. Nice. But a lot of 6/7s. You gotta change it up. Gotta be classic every once in a while. We'll take Spoils Map because right at the end here. And then the last one is Birdonis. We have quite a lot of damage. I think that we can take Birdonis. Let's go. I guess I'll take Body Slam this turn. Maybe it was worth using my Dex Potion there. Let's see what I draw. I'll do this for some damage and lowering his strength. Okay. This is rough. 28 with a good draw, we could do that next turn. Oh, plus Parrying Shield there, right? Yeah. Okay, we should be good. Yeah. Alright. Pretty clean. No complaints from me. Guiding Star, we don't have a ton of star gens, so I'm a little hesitant to pick that up. Hegemony does a lot of damage, but relative for the cost, it's like pretty just okay. Rod and War, I think I can probably skip all of these. They're not bad, they're just not like exceptionally good either. I think Kingly Punch Plus is pretty good to get online. And with the Dex Potion, I want to say that we can get through. We'll see if that's actually true. But, okay. I'm just gonna Venerate this turn. Let's see what we draw. Alright. Splash offers me... Probably got to be Fletchets here. It could be a Claw. I mean, I guess. I could try and Claw scale. Because I only even have one skill in my hand right now. It's not going to do significantly more. I guess I'm playing Claw. Alright, sure. We got the Claw build on the Regent. Never seen before technology. Okay, let's get Kingly Punch. Let's Crush Under. And let's play Gather Light for some block. Alright, front one's almost dead. I'd love to just get that one by playing Crush Under. Perfect. I'll just take some damage here. We get Ornamental Fan, which helps prevent the worst of it. We'll do this, and now even a regular strike, I could kill that guy. Hyper Beam is great here. We don't have any use for focus anyway. And it lets us get Ornamental Fan. Big. Eradicate. It's only ever doing a maximum of 33. Maybe I'd rather just take this, as weird as that feels. And then I gotta block. Okay, let's Hyper Beam. And strike. Whoa. Make some good progress on that turn. Kingly Punch is hitting for 28 plus 30. We kill. Beam. Nice. Okay. Interesting options here. Crash Landing is a big AoE card. Fills your hand with debris, so it creates a lot of cards. But also, it creates a lot of debris, which is not good. We don't have anything that, like, rewards us for generating cards yet. Like, something like Arsenal that gives you strength for every card generated, that would be great, but it's not available to us right now. AoE Sword, pretty good. Just, like, I don't have any other sword cards in my deck right now. Guards, this is an incredibly... I think that Guards has never failed to be, like, an immaculate take for me. Minion Sacrifice is a really... Like, it's just useful to gen block while transforming stuff. Okay. Interesting options here from Darv. So we can sacrifice our ability to make any more gold for the rest of the run. And gain energy at the start of every turn. We absolutely don't want that, because we have Spoils map somewhere. Right here. So we'd be carrying 600 gold curse for nothing. That'd be a huge loss of potential opportunity. We could get rid of our ability to have any potions for the run and take Sozu. Potions are obviously quite powerful. So is an energy every turn. Our alternative, though, is Runic Pyramid, which is very good. Especially when you can transform any, like, garbage cards in your hand. And that makes me pretty tempted to take it over the other two that have, like, a distinctive downside to them. So I think we're going to take Runic Pyramid. Okay. We want to get as clean of a shot to this treasure chest as we can. Especially since we can get our last two elites for the Sword of Stone at the end with a very clean route anyway. So this routing looks to be the safest. We do have to take 3 combats, but we get a shop and then we get some gambles. Probably the best I'm gonna get. So let's go this way. Tough turn 1 draw. I'm gonna get beat up. Ow. What do you got for me? Sunder? Okay, I can make good use of a Sunder. Let's transform this for draw, and land some hits. Convert all of these to being free blocks, and we can just hold on to them now with Runic Pyramid. That's pretty awesome. Another Sunder thing. Okay, and that's our Guilty out of the deck also. Pretty swag. Quasar, I think that I just don't have that good of Star Gen to want to take. And then these I've already talked about. Lunar Blast could actually be kind of interesting now that I have Runic Pyramid, since you can just hold on to it for a turn that you're going to click a lot of skills and then be able to get much, much greater value on it. And maybe for that reason, I'm somewhat interested in it. I can see the value on a Runic Pyramid run for Lunar Blast, honestly. I'll take it. I'll give it a try. Okay, so we definitely want to play Crush Under here. And then we'll do this, and I could play this for 2 hits now. That's probably good enough for me. Not going to be able to kill the front one here. And I think the other 2 are going to buff. So let's hit the middle one, because I know the middle one's going to attack next turn. And let's just try our best to full block. Okay, actually, they're both attacking. Let's see. Okay, so we'll Kingly Punch, Patter. Now we can kill with this strike. And we'll take a little damage. Swag. Oh, wait, Monologue is also probably really good. When I've got Runic Pyramid, right? Because I can hold on to it for a good turn and then rip it. That seems pretty great. Okay, let's splash. I'll take Sunder just because it's the most damage. Oh, interesting idea here. Check this out. Alright, we're gonna Monologue. We're gonna turn everything but Lunar Blast into Minion Sacrifice. We're gonna play all of them so we get a bunch of strength, and then we hit 10 times 7. This turn we get a huge multi-hit. That's pretty cool. What an unconventional synergy. That's pretty fun. I only drew 1 strike. That's fucked up. Okay. Well, we're gonna take some damage. What can you do? Ow. Photon Cut. Photon Cut is a way to deck manip my my Kingly Punch. Right? That's a way that I can redraw it. It's also just a draw engine in itself. I think I like Photon Cut. We can take that. Alright, what do we got here? First time you exhaust a skill, add a copy of it to your hand. That's really good here, actually. Since the first time we exhaust a skill will often just be guards, I can get another copy of guards, which is, like, incredible. So I'm not going to think too hard about it. I'm just going to take that. Enchanting an attack with corrupted is interesting. Enables a little bit more damage, but truthfully, I don't really want to take the damage. I think that just transforming a lesser card, like a defend at this point, is probably more valuable. Summon 4. Okay. That's not very helpful either, but what are you gonna do? We'll take a colorless card. I mean, a flash of steel is never a bad thing. We'll take that. Okay, I think that with the burning sticks especially, I really want guards plus. We're just gonna get a ton of value on that. Big anchor. Anchor is really goated too, wow. Lots of decent options. Yeah, we can upgrade monologue, get retain. Big. I think maybe the extra card draw of Photon Cut Plus is, like, pretty good. Lunar Blast is also reasonable, but I think I'm going to do Photon Cut Plus. Get extra card draw. Alright, Decimillipede. Decimillipede. This is going to be a little bit of a tough one, probably. But I'll see what I can do. For AoE, we're kind of still just looking at Crush Under right now. Okay. What do I get here? FTL? Probably. Straw. Nice. Crush Under. Okay, I'm looking for guards next turn. Where my guards at? There it is. Okay. Okay, so this is probably best spent taking out the middle one, right? So I need to play one more minion sacrifice for that. Now it steals 36. Goodbye. Take this guy. And now we need to find a way through the front. And I've got a way through. Hello again, Lunar Blast. Oh wait, this is only 3 damage each. I'm not gonna kill. Oops. Oh, parrying shield, psych! I forgot! I never doubted. Another photon cut, kind of interesting. I think we're probably okay without it. Let's just rest. Let's just sleep. Alright, we have a huge amount of money going into this shop. Wow, this shop has the whole shebang with the stars build, bro. Shining Strike, Stardust, Child of the Stars. Wow. Interesting. Production could be pretty sick since you can hold onto it with the Runic Pyramid. And then also you can use the Burning Sticks to make this give you extra energy if you want. That's pretty cool. Enchant 3 cards with Adroit is interesting. Just a way to get a little bit of extra block. It's an enchantment. So, like, I could put this on Lunar Blast, and then it's a way to get a little extra block. And also, if I get lucky, it's a way to get Mystic Lighter later and have, like, a crazy win con option. So I'm kind of a fan of doing this, kitting out our Lunar Blast. We want to play... I think probably my next most common attacks to play, Flash of Steel, pretty much always. And then Kingly Punch is pretty good to play most of the time. Could argue to put it on Photon Cut instead, since I'm using this to like recycle my Kingly Punch, and so I'm not necessarily clicking it as many times, whereas Photon Cut is card draw also, so like I'm very likely to want to play a Photon Cut. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Gremlin Horn could be good. I think I do want Production. That seems like a great way to accelerate what my deck is doing. And probably... maybe a potion for this upcoming boss, just to be a little safer, and then keep my money? Because, like, Bag of Marbles and Gremlin Horn, they're both good. They're just not, like, run-definingly exceptional. And so I'd rather keep my money and be more flexible in the upcoming shops. Okay. Triangle build. How's it going? Not really great options here. I guess we just deal... Oh, wait. This is gonna use up my burning sticks. Wait, it didn't add a copy of it to my hand, though. Oh, because it's a skill. First time you exhaust a skill. Silly me. Oh, I forgot. Oh, no, wait. I'm saving this for the boss fight. Okay. There's guards. Love to see it. I will probably hold that for next turn, honestly. I don't know why I played the weaker strike. Okay. Let's Falling Star. We're gonna give him a lot of Tainted. I net one block on every one of these. And we end up full blocking this, and we deal 6-7 times doing the hands. Bang, 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 bang. Hee hee hee. We can Flash of Steel. Oh. The monologue is kind of like our win setup. This deals 33. It's pretty good. Take Rocket Punch. Okay. Alright. We now have the Sword of Jade. There we go. We managed 5 elites. That's going to make our Lunar Blast significantly better also, because now every hit is dealing 3 more. Liquid Bronze and Gorget's pretty good. Ooh, well, that's something that can make that Lunar Blast significantly more devastating of a hit. Wow, this is so interesting. I've never built around Lunar Blast before, but it's kind of going. Like, I was literally dunking this card like earlier in this exact run, but we've gotten like a perfect storm of events to make it like insane. Pale blue dot is interesting. There will be some turns where we'll get an extra draw, like if I'm playing a billion skills and then the lunar thing. I could also take Genesis, just have like the star gen running. Doesn't super matter though. Like my only star card is Fallen Star, I believe. So we'll take Pale blue dot. Ooh. Turn around. Play down. Do I want to use my liquid bronze? I probably don't need to use it yet. We've got guards here. That's pretty good. Love to see that. We draw our lunar blast also. Swag. I'm gonna take some damage this turn, unfortunately. I can't turn, so I just have to body getting hit here. Ow. Alright. So there's my terraforming. I think I'll also production here. Oh, interesting. That's probably okay. Oh, I can't photon cut actually anyways, so that was a mistake, but what are you gonna do? Actually, I'm probably gonna kill without doing all that anyway, so let's do this. 17 times 7. It's a lot of damage anyway. So we should be able to kill the right claw next turn, hopefully. All right. We've got Lunar Blast here. I can set it up for next turn. I am passing a lot of damage to not Kingly Punch here, though. It's Kingly Punch. There's my terraforming. There's monologue. Big damage. Alright, clean. A vulnerable potion. Okay. Too late for royalties. Genesis doesn't really help me here. Big Bang is almost always good, right? Like, even if you don't really care about the sword, you get an extra energy, you get an extra star, and, like, it takes up a spot in my hand, but, like, I can just turn it into a minion sacrifice or whatever anyway. Like, it's fine. We could get Vaku to play my first turn. A classic. I think that is really not smart on this build. I could see Music Box going insane, actually, because I could dupe my Lunar Blast, right? Yeah, okay. We'll take the Music Box. Music Box is always quite good, because at worst, like, you just play the attack and then let the Ethereal copy exhaust. It does nothing. It's a wash. But, like, a lot of the time, you can dupe a really powerful attack and get, like, a giant hit. Okay, so we're really strong at this point. What would I like to do from here? I want to upgrade my Lunar Blast, I think. I really want to hit shops. Like, if I find Mystic Lighter, it's probably just a wrap. Like, I would get so much free damage off of that I probably win the run instantaneously. And so maybe what I want to do is path this side, so I hit 2 shops and I increase my odds of finding something good. Let's do that. Would you rather have blue teeth or be British? a classic conundrum. Oh, I can play another one of these. Wait, that's awesome. Thank you, Music Box. And we perfectly full block with that. Incredible. Oh, I get a huge turn here. Oh, I forgot to do this. Alright, 240 damage. Goodbye. That was so BM. I just wanted to do it. Crush Under Plus against Test Subject and Aeon Glass. I probably don't super care about getting that in that case. Maybe if we were against the Queen, it would be more of a consideration. But even then, it's not a huge priority. Stardust we're not doing. Summon Forth we're not doing. We can pass all of these. Okay. Crush Under is really good here again. I can play 2 of them, and the back guy will do way less damage, and then I'll just gather life. Full block. Nice. There's Monologue. Like to see that. Probably want a Photon Cut here, see if I can draw anything that would be helpful. Not particularly. I think I might be able to get Lunar Blast to kill, though. Oh. I can, like, replay this, actually. Yeah, let's do that. This on top. Monologue. Batter. Kill. And now I full block, right? Okay. Swag. Do this. Play it again. Terraform. Cool. Spoils of Battle is 2 card draw. It's honestly not too bad. I think I'm probably okay though. Ooh. Okay. We will Photon Cut and put Kingly Punch at the top. Then we will Photon Cut and put Kingly Punch at the top again. We'll Flash of Steel, and now we'll Kingly Punch. And we get a huge turn 1, and all the Adroit makes it so that we full block too. Really swag. I will do the double Crush Under thing here. Oh, I lied. It's okay. This also should work out. Yeah. We're doing fine. Give me sword. Sword plus 8 would be 29. There we go. Probably ditch the Liquid Thorns in exchange for a Dex Potion. Another Photon Cut plus. Another upgraded one. It's pretty good, honestly. These do pretty well on this deck. I'll take a second one. Okay. So here's where we start having to be a little bit more decisive. We got one more shop guaranteed, and we have the possibility for 1, 2, 3 gambles to give me a shot, but I probably won't take this one. I'm probably gonna take the elite here. Anyway, So I want to have enough money that should something run winning comes up on the next one, I can take it. But I don't want to overspend on not getting like sufficient value here. It's just the thing of like, I could pass all of these relics. None of these are exceptionally good. And if I do that and the next shop sucks, then I don't really get anything. Master of Strategy is nice, but I have enough card draw on this deck already. I don't want to spend 170 gold. So I think we're going to stay flexible. Regal Pillow is kind of interesting in the sense that I'm probably wanting to take an elite here, and so being more confident that I can rest back up to full is at like a heightened priority. That's actually probably true. I think I will take Regal Pillow just to be safe, and that way I can path more aggressively. Okay. So we have to get a doubt here. And we can either transform 2 cards or gain 2 card rewards. I'm pretty stingy about what I'm willing to take at this point, and so I'd rather transform probably just like a strike and a defend, if I'm being honest. Let's see what we get. Foregone Conclusion and Decisions. Now, unfortunately, there's no way I can afford to play Decisions. I don't have the star gen for that. Foregone Conclusion is pretty good, though. It's pretty not good turn 1 here. But I will do what I can to increase my block. And then next turn, I can choose 2 cards to put into my hand. Which is very, very strong, of course. I guess probably I would like to draw Lunar Blast and Terraforming. Let's see what else we get. Pretty good. Whole Big Bang. Why did it give me another? Oh, because this is an exhaust card, so it creates another one. Right. I should have played Monologue first. Whoops. It's okay. Flash of Steel twice. Let's play Splash. See what we get. Reeve, sure. Energy. We'll do this. Put Kingly Punch on top, and then redraw Kingly Punch. Transform this into a Minion Strike for more card draw. Is already hitting 17 times 6. That's gonna kill this guy. And then I'll just take big damage on the back one. And now I can just... I mean, there's like a billion things I could do. He's just dead. Alright, clean fight. These are all too expensive in star cost. I can't really justify them. Strike dummy. That's pretty useless, but I mean, hey, big on my 2 strikes. Alright, we got 400 gold to spend. Let's see what we got. Horn Cleat helps us get to a position that we can go for a big attack. Sparkling Rouge gives us extra dexterity, or extra strength, so that's gonna boost that further. I thought about cutting Decisions, since it's just not playable for this deck, but it's okay. I think that was worth. Oddly Smooth Stone, we get extra dexterity. Take that. Let's go ahead and upgrade Lunar Blast, since it's kind of our win con at this point. And we'll take the Mecha Knight fight. Block as much as we can and get Foregone Conclusion up. I want Photon Cut, and I want Lunar Blast in my hand. My hand is gonna like fill here, straight up. Perfect. Kingly Punch. Flash of Steel. Photon Foot. Okay, and next turn I have Guards Terraforming Lunar Blast, and that's going to be really big. Anything else I want to do before that? I guess we'll just play Splash and see if I get anything nice for next turn. I guess not really. Okay. Okay. So we are gonna go Terraforming Guards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doing the hands. And we will play all of them. This is gonna do 17 times 9. Then we're gonna get another one and do it again. Without the vigor that time, so it didn't actually kill. Oh. Are we gonna be okay? Probably. Yeah, we're gonna be okay. Nice. Clean fight. Orbit could be pretty good here. Every 4 energy you spend, gain 1 energy. Probably pretty easy to get into play with Runic Pyramid. And it increases our ceiling on some of these turns, so we'll take it. Set up some vigor for next turn, I guess. There's my Lunar Blast. Okay. I'm gonna play this a bit weirdly. We're gonna go for a bunch of energy. Enough stars for decisions. Okay, next turn I get to play Foregone Conclusion 3 times. So I get to put 6 cards into my draw pile next turn. Or 6 cards from my draw pile into my hand. And so I can make sure I draw like Terraforming, Guards, Monologue, and just Flash of Steel. I just get my gigantic turn. So for now, we can just play down. And then I can redraw. What do I want to pull back into my hand here? I guess Patter is more vigor. Potentially. Take that. Okay, so I choose 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. 6, I guess, sure. They don't even all fit. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go for this, then Terraforming, Guards. Honestly, nah, Vulnerable Potion's not that useful for Aeon Glass, right? Because it's gonna be really hard to get through his stacks. But if I did manage to get through the stacks, then it'd be really useful. Relative to Dex Potion. That is maybe worth considering, to be honest. I do have to also consider that, like, I can't as easily just win on one giant turn against test subjects. It'll have to be a little bit more intentional because of his phases. I think I will... I'm passing these. Probably. Actually, honestly, no. I think I will take Patter. I need more stuff to transform, and it's not that bad. It gives me vigor, it gives me block. Let's take the Bone Pot. Let's do it. Okay, so I guess lesson from before. I severely underestimated the power of my deck, and I did waste money on the Regal Pillow. If I hadn't done that, I could have chopped this Doubt from my deck. That would have been pretty good at the very least. But, oh well, it is what it is. In terms of what I want to upgrade from what is left, probably Foregone Conclusion plus, just more control in setting up big turns. Okay. This turn, let's hit some Flash of Steels, get a lot of block without strength boosting him. Let's go for Foregone Conclusion plus and also Patter. And I'm gonna try and go for a big Lunar Blast turn without actually using my guards so that I can save that for later. So we'll do Monologue, we'll do Terraforming. We'll use Fallen Star to give me some extra damage too. I guess hang. Okay. On to phase 2 now. Oh, I should have probably held onto my Lunar Blast there, huh? Maybe a bit of an oversight. I can block for like 20 with these two. I think I'll probably Photon Cut, and we're gonna get some Kingly Punch scaling. And then just play some blocks. And we'll take 1 wound. It's alright. Some point here, I have to go for guards, though. I haven't played an exhaust skill yet, I don't believe. And so I can do this, and I'll get another copy back. 6, 7, 8, 9. And so we can hold on to these, and we're just gonna stall for time right now. Let's draw, there's Orbit. This. Let's make sure we don't get Doubt here. Well, I guess we'll start playing down. Put this back on top. 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we're just getting him by thorns. Alright, there's my Lunar Blast. Perfect. So, I want to, if at all possible, like, set myself up for next cycle here. I just don't know that I can necessarily do that so easily. Get this to be 11. Let's do 33. 44. Okay, we just kill. And my idea is to hold on to these and set up for the big turn on the last phase. So let's see what I can do for that. This. Get us to the end of our draw pile. I'll take pounce. Next skill is free. Cool. We're set for a really big turn, potentially, here. Yep, there's Lunar Blast. Alright. We are looking phenomenal. So we'll do... It feels kind of wasteful to use that here, but it is still my best move, I believe. Terraform. Turn everybody into guards. Earned a minion sacrifice. Play them all. 25 times 9. And then we'll get another copy. And even without terraforming, it's still 18 times 9 as well. Nice. Really, really clean test subject fight. Went very well. We have 2 Vuln potions. So that'll help me break through the artifact on this guy, hopefully. How am I gonna... Do I have anything inherent to my character that burns through artifact? I think Crush Under might be it. Falling Star. That'll do. So I can already kind of set it up now, right? I go for Foregone Conclusion. If I want to, I could rip another Photon Cut. Just that I have enough stuff in my hand in this upcoming turn. Okay. So we want guards, terraforming, Lunar Blast. And the question is, like, I think I'm best off just stalling this turn, actually. We can use 1 Vuln pot just because I only need 1. Now we can Crush Under to actually remove some of these. Convert this. Take no damage this turn, actually. We full block it. Wow. Okay. We're gonna monologue. We're gonna terraform. Create a Wither for me. That's extra cards to use up here. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. We will hit him with the vulnerable potion. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, doing the hands. And now we hit him 39 times 10, 390 Lunar Blast, bang! And then another one, 28 times 10, bang! Wow. What a run. What a crazy run. Runic Pyramid is so fun. This relic is awesome, dude. Some of the setups you can make by not having your hand discard is crazy. Like, the amount of deck manipulation we had on that run was really, really interesting. We got 7 elites, ended with a lot of extra max HP, spent a ton of money, and we got a flawless kill on the final boss. This was like a really interesting variation on a Regent run. I think that I've had runs with terraforming before where this card goes crazy. Like, usually, like I said, on the star builds, you can either get Stardust, which attacks for every star you have. So you make like 1 billion stars, and then you hit like 20 times with 8 extra damage on all of them. Or, similarly, there's another card called Radiate, where it does damage for every star that you've gained that turn. And so you do the same thing, but you have to gen the stars on that turn that you draw it. But I've never thought about it synergizing with Lunar Blast as a way to deal like a bunch of multi-hits with terraforming. And it's a 0 cost as well, which makes it very favorable to get off, right? So doing that with like Monologue and terraforming and using guards to get like 1 billion block and play like 10 skills in one turn with Runic Pyramid was really fun. The photon cuts helped enable everything too. Very fascinating run. You know, we didn't get any of the normal stuff that really amps these builds. Like if you find miniature cannon, that'll boost every hit by 3 once it's upgraded. Or if you get Mystic Lighter, since this had an enchantment, it would do 9 extra damage on every hit inherently. Those are both like when you really want to spec into multi-hits. We didn't get either of those, didn't need them. I will say the music box helped a lot. Music box is goated for something like this. But wow, what a fun run, dude. What a crazy, crazy run. I was dunking on Lunar Blast, and the game was like, how about I give you the best build of all time to play Lunar Blast? But yeah, Runic Pyramid is an incredibly good relic. It is. You have to have the right deck for it. You know, it can bloat your hand with stuff that's not powerful. But in the right circumstances, it is arguably like one of the best relics in the game. So strong. And interestingly, on the beta branch, which is what we are playing on here, they recently changed the Silence Well-Laid Plan. There's a card I don't have yet. What have I never taken? Maybe it's a multiplayer card. I don't know. They've recently reworked, what's it called? Well-Laid Plans. So now it's just Runic Pyramid. It's just, you can upgrade it to be a 0 cost, and then at the end of the turn, you no longer discard your hand. So this is also pretty interesting to see that there's like another way to do this. And the Silent is a great character for doing this, because the Silent just loves to spam block. And so you just get a deck full of defend cards, boost your dexterity, and then even playing your regular defense, you're just like super, super fat. And you can just keep playing them forever, since you just always keep them in your hand. Very, very strong. Oh wait, I can see some of these. Like this, Sneaky. That's a pretty cool card art. Explain that again. I wasn't listening. Really? Oh, sorry. How far was Agile? Was I still talking about Runic Pyramid here, or was I like already moved on? I don't know. But this deck was crazy, man. Guards plus Lunar Blast plus Terraforming. What an interesting form of multi-hit to have on Regent. I've never gotten that. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, normally you can get this with like star generating cards, and then one of Stardust or Radiate comes up. So I can actually look at them in here. I forgot about that. Normally you end up doing this kind of build where you have Terraforming for Vigor, and you get you could get Heavenly Drill. This is a rare where if you have at least 4 energy, you can do 8 damage 8 times, so you can hit a ton. But you need 5 energy to also play the Terraforming, so a little bit more finicky. But there's where are they? Stardust is here. It's like an X damage card with stars, so you can like just get a ton of stars and then rip this with Terraforming, get huge damage. Similarly, you can do it with Radiate here. Each star gained this turn, so if you can like gen a ton of stars in a turn and then use it, you get to do that. But Lunar Blast, I've never thought about using it as like a big multi-hit engine with terraforming, but like, man, it was lethal on that run. I do think specifically being able to have Runic Pyramid enabling me to get like an enormous hand and then have guards like let me play like 8 skills in one turn is a picture perfect setup for it. Like, you could not ask for a better setup, truthfully. Absolute like best case scenario for Lunar Blast, I would have to imagine. But it was still incredibly strong as an idea there, and it probably would have still been good even not having had that. I think it still could have been very strong. So maybe I gotta respect Lunar Blast a little bit more. It's a bit of a synergy pickup, but it's got more potential than I thought, honestly. And Runic Pyramid, I was saying, this, you know, it can be not good on the right deck, but if you have a good deck for it, this is maybe the best relic in the game. It's very high up because it just enables you to have so much control over how you sequence your turns in every fight. It's super, super strong. Especially if you either have so much energy that you can play all your garbage cards and not let them flood your hand anyway, if you have something to transform them like this, or I was saying in the silence case, because here on the beta branch they just updated the silent, Well Laid Plans is now just Runic Pyramid as a power that can cost 0 if you upgrade it. The silent's another example where a lot of the time you just want to be blocking forever anyway, and so you just put a ton of block cards in your deck, especially if you can get some way to boost your dexterity, either like a footwork or maybe abrasive with sly or multiples of these, whatever. You could just block forever. You just always have block in your hand when the enemy's attacking because you can just hold them if you have extras, right? But ideas like that, where you're either like blocking forever, or you can transform your bad cards, or you have so much energy that you don't care. Like, if you have any of these kind of situations, Runic Pyramid just allows you to have such enormous turns that like almost no other relic in the game can consistently set up for you. Yeah, so you can get like infinite tank setups, or like really convoluted stuff where it's like, you know, these like super specific scenarios, like let me get terraforming in my hand and set up like 9 free cards to play and then blast them 9 times with Lunar Blast or whatever. If you have like a really strong setup that needs like a perfect sequence to come online, Runic Pyramid is the best way to make sure that you get all 3 of those cards at the same time and just let rip like a huge turn. So that was a very fun way to showcase that. It was a really fun run to probably end on. We had some decent runs here on the Ironclad and the Silent. Neither of them ended up winning, but they were pretty strong. Lots of interesting stuff to chew on out of them as being like strong, but not like incredibly strong. Both times, well, this time I died for smithing when I shouldn't have. This time, I honestly just got really, really unlucky. I genuinely just lost 70 HP against the Scrolls of Biting by like the worst possible draw order. But I mean, I also just didn't have a lot of great area damage on this build, so fair enough. And then this one, I mean, this run was just sick. This was such a cool run. But I had fun with it. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out for some Spire today. That is going to be my last stream for this week, at least scheduled. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I won't. We'll see. I've been doing a lot of work off streams. I have a lot of covers around the corner. One coming very, very soon, like start of August. So I hope you guys will look forward to some Twi music. It's been a long, long time, but I've been cooking aggressively behind the scenes. I'm very excited to share. So more teasers on that very, very soon. But yeah, I'm glad it was fun. Whether or not you play Spire, I like to try to explain stuff. I think it's a really fun game to just kind of soak in I think that there's a lot of games that I like to play just like brain off, but in terms of like if I want to pick a game to just like kind of be very gamery on stream and like talk about while I'm playing it, I think Spire is one of the most fun for that. So I had a lot of fun with that. Thank you guys for hanging and listening to me out. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I will see you sometime on the weekend, either in the form of a cover or a stream, or maybe both. But I will see you. Bye bye. Take care, everybody.